Warning, this video shows how boring I truly am.
What's up guys, it's me Jordan the Voices Guy, and this is the beginning of my puppet building video series, I guess. This is just going to be how to build a puppet if you're wanting to build puppets or something, or if you're just curious. So yeah, let's get started. So when you're building a puppet, before you even think about the materials, you have to plan the character first. This is basically what my main idea is going to be. It has a circular head, which I changed a little bit because I realized it's not going to work out that exact way. But other than that, yeah, and it's going to have a body like this. And I'm going to try to find a way to make the arms so that I can take them off, because there are two different kinds of puppets. There's rod arm puppets, which have a metal rod coming from beneath the hand, and live arm characters, which they have a sleeve connected to their arms so that you are literally their hand. I had to give him blinking eyes because I've never done that before, and a lot of the professionals do that, and so I've always wanted to try my hand at it, and I tested it out and it worked. So yeah, just plan first. It's a main thing. Now once you've decided the plans for the puppet, then it's time to use a pattern. And a pattern is a shape that you use to find, how you're going to build the parts of the body, basically. So for patterns, you can either make your own, which could be a little difficult, or you can actually get some online. Now there are a few that are free, but I know there's a website called Project Puppet where you can get some pretty good patterns. They'll cost about $20 though. So if you want to guess on how to make one, then that's a good idea because it's not that difficult. But if you want a really professional one, then I'd suggest going there. Here's one that I got for free. I forget the name of the website, but I will put it down in the description. And this is for a round head puppet. And it works very well, actually. And you can see it shows you all the points where you need to sew everything together. This goes to here, this goes to here, this goes to here, and it's essentially half of what the head will look like, and you'll get a round head character. I'm actually going to use a variation of this because the puppet I'm using will need a larger head, and so I've already drawn about how big the mouth is going to be, and this is about how big the head's going to be. And so what I need to do is transition the size of this to make it this big. And so it's actually going to use a bit of math. If you're not the best at math, then you might want to use a pre-made pattern or just make it larger. I'm probably just going to make it larger, but there is a lot of math in puppet building, so that's something to consider greatly. If you do tend to forget numbers like I usually do, then it's a good thing to write numbers down, whether it's on a piece of paper saying this is 6 inches, this is 2 inches, or if you're using foam, which I'll show you later, then you can definitely just write it there, because no one will see it. So I photocopied the pattern, made it 150%, and I got this. I'll probably cut it out and tape them together, and then I'll get a big piece of cardboard, and I'll just kind of make my own. I mean, it's going to be basically this, but I'll change it a little bit so it'll work a little better. I usually save a lot of cardboard because you can use it. I actually have a big shoebox full of cardboard, so it's always really handy when you're a puppet builder. So once you're ready to build, here are some of the materials you'll need. This is fleece. Now, this is what most puppets are made with. The thing is, a lot of people think that puppets like the Muppets are built with felt. That is not true. They're built with fleece because it's softer and it's actually a bit stretchier. Felt is okay, but it falls apart. It's kind of coarse. It's not that soft. So you'll use fleece, and you can get this at a fabric store. But if you don't have one, you know that they sell it at Walmart, and it's pretty cheap there. There aren't a lot of color choices, but if you're just trying to make one, pretty cheaply, then Walmart would be a good place to go. You also need foam rubber, and it's what gives the puppet its structure, and it's this squishy material that it's kind of like a sponge, I guess. And what you're going to use is 1/2 inch thick. That's the kind to use for puppets. So 1/2 inch thick foam. You'll need felt. This is mostly for the inside of the mouth. You don't have to use felt, but felt is really cheap, so that would be the best. For the inside of mouths, you'll usually use black or red, but if you want to choose some strange color, then be my guest. You'll also need thread to sew everything together. You'll need a pin cushion. Most of my pins are over there, but you'll need pins and a pin cushion. I just have a small stuffed animal, and I know it's a dog. Oh my gosh, he hates dogs. No, I just use it. I just use it as a pin cushion. So whatever works for you. You'll also need a hot glue gun and hot glue sticks. You'll need fabric scissors, regular scissors, and you might need an X-Acto knife. You might not, but you know, whichever works best for you. You'll need a tape measure or a ruler. You'll need a Sharpie. You might need 2 depending on how often you use it, but a Sharpie or some other type of permanent marker. Now, depending on what kind of puppet you build, you'll need certain materials. If you're doing a rod arm puppet, then you'll need wire like this, which you can get at Home Depot. Pretty inexpensive. It's a couple dollars and it's like 100 yards or something like that. I've had it for a couple of years and it looks like I barely used it. To cut that, you'll need wire cutters or strong scissors. Then, strange as it seems, there are different kinds of rods you can use for arm rods. You can use coat wire or like piano wire or bicycle spokes. The thing I found best were these things called insulation supports. You can get them at Home Depot. This was like, I think it was like $10 maybe, but they're like 100 in here, and they're these thin wires about this long. You're gonna need duct tape. That's gonna come in handy for mostly the mouth and other things too. You're gonna need ping pong balls, like I'm gonna use ping pong balls, or if you want a more flat eye that's kind of oval shaped, then you can use plastic spoons. If you're going to use pupils on an eye, you can get these felt circles. I forgot where I got these, like on vacation somewhere, but you can find them in supermarkets sometimes. They're usually green, but you can also use Velcro circles and just cut off the Velcro part. Or you can use construction paper, or you can just draw them on with Sharpie. Another thing I did, which is take googly eyes, cut it right across the plastic part, like so, and then take out the little black circle inside, and then you take a ping pong ball, and then you hot glue it right here, and then you have a pupil. Also, you might need polyfill, which is basically teddy bear stuffing. Don't know how I forgot this, but you're going to need a needle to sew things together. Now, if you don't want to sew with a needle and thread, then you can definitely use a sewing machine. That'll work too. For me, since this is going to be partially a fuzzy dog, I'm going to need fur. Now, currently I don't have the right color fur that I need, so we're actually going to go to the fabric store to get some, and I'll take you guys with me to show you the kinds of selections you can make. See, that one's kind of nice. It's a little flat, but I like that one. That's interesting. It's a little more gold, I guess. It's a little long. Yeah. Oh, I like this one. Yeah, it's kind of short, but I don't know. Something to remember when you're getting fabric and fleece or whatnot. You always want to find the right color thread. And I was looking at the oranges over here, and I found this color right here, which seems to match the fur pretty well. So that's the kind you're going to go with. So I just spent a little under $30 on about 1.5 yards of fur, about a yard of foam. I got some thread and 2 pieces of felt. You can try to find less expensive materials, like instead of fur you can get beach towels or something, you know. Now that we have all the materials, it's time to start building. I'm Jordan the Voices Guy. Next is part 2, and I'll be starting on the head. See you guys later.